Hello, fellow fantasy sports fans. Welcome to MFSN's Fantasy Football Strategy Show, Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. I'm Dr. Dan Ratner, and I'm here today only with Ross the Boss. We're missing Casey, but Ross, good to see you.
Good to be here. Fantasy football, starting draft board, starting strategy, starting to figure out who I'm taking, who I'm not taking, and also where I'm taking them. That's the question.
That it's always the key is where.
Like quote Shakespeare, that's the question, but what's the answer?
That sounds like Mel Brooks Shakespeare.
Mel Brooks, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So, let's first talk about types of leagues, because when you're preparing for these drafts, we know you've got to think about the nature of the league. I mean, if you're in a super flex league, it's completely different than if you're not. Because then what do you do with quarterbacks? So first of all, what's your preferred type of league? And then let's talk about how
I enjoy both. Superflex league is when you can start two quarterbacks, so the audience knows. And so quarterbacks in that league usually go very early, like Josh Allen or like Burrow or people like that, or Lamar Jackson are all like in the first or second picks of the draft, because you want to grab, if you can grab two top tier quarterbacks in one of those leagues, you probably win the league. Mm-hmm. So you have a huge advantage when it comes to in the Superflex. But you also have to find out the scoring system. Some places, have 4 points for a touchdown, 6 points for a touchdown, 10 yards for every, 10 yards or a point for every 10 yards in rushing or receiving. It just depends what the rules are in the league. You got to figure that out too. And then, PPR. People always ask me, I'm in a half PPR league. I'm in a full PPR league. What should I do? And, and there is a strategy with that too. So, all that being said, it's best available player. That's my rule.
I love that rule. I mean, I'll add also there's tight end premium leagues. Like you need to know what your league settings are. That's getting deep into the weeds.
Yeah, the leagues I'm kind of seeing that people are getting rid of kickers. I see that happening a lot now. I'm seeing the defenses going away in some leagues also, and people putting another flex position in there instead of having a defense or a kicker. So that is happening in a lot of leagues that I've been looking at. People just don't want to deal with that stuff anymore, which I don't blame them.
Yeah, I totally get it. So let's. What do you think is the basic league that's out there? I mean, people are watching this. What do people generally play Superflex versus not? What do you think?
No, they usually play one quarterback.
It's usually one quarterback, yeah.
2 running backs, 3 receivers, I would say, maybe a flex, tight end, defense, and a kicker.
Okay, so let's think about that when we're answering these questions. We're kind of going to answer it as if we're using a 10 or 12 team league, because those are the most common.
Right.
And also it depends on bench depth. Like you could have a 10-team league with a deep bench, you could have a 12-team league with a shallow bench, and it ends up being pretty much the same. But going into that, how do you strategize that, Ross, in terms of position? Remember the days where it was always running back? Like always days,
like Terrell Davis and all those running backs got like 30, 35 carries a game, and
right now there's so much
touchdowns. Now it's all now it's like wide receiver. So I mean, strategy-wise, of course, you want to get the best player available, but you got to see, like, okay, Justin Jefferson, new quarterback in Minnesota, does that affect him? You know what I mean? Or Rice, the receiver for Kansas City, he has a court case coming up. Does that affect him? Yes. So you got to look at injuries. You got to look at court cases. You got to look at their new, a new offensive coach. A new coach in any team is always like a change for.
Yeah. Like I wanted to ask you, Ross, like when a player changes teams, let's take it's funny to start off on this because he's such a minor player, relatively speaking, but like George Pickens went to the Cowboys.
Okay.
He's going to a new team. We like the Cowboys generally, but does that help him? And then go ahead.
Having that option for Dak Prescott. I mean, I think Dak Prescott, and I already bet it, is going to lead the league in passing yards this year. I think the Cowboys' running game stinks. They're going to be behind in a lot of games, and going to have to throw the ball a lot if they want to win. So, I mean, again, Dak has those 2 weapons now, CeeDee Lamb and Pickens. Both are really good. And Joe Ferguson, I think that's his name, the tight end for Dallas. I mean, these guys are are weapons. I mean, Dallas is going to have a good offensive team, but their defense is kind of shaky, and the running game is horrible. I don't know who their running backs are this year, but they've signed some people. But again, it's no Emmitt Smith. But it's going to be a throwing game for Dallas this year.
Yeah. So anybody who's looking for that tight end, it's Jake Ferguson. You had a
Jake
close.
Ferguson. Joe Ferguson's the catcher for the old Dodgers in the 70s.
Right. You do not want him on your fantasy.
No, you don't want
you. Trust me. Maybe in your league. Let's talk about Saquon. Let's talk about Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley was insane last year, as we know. I mean, he had over 2,000 yards rushing, which that doesn't happen that often. But no. He's what, 28 now?
He's 28. And as we know, wear and tear running backs. You know, crazy thing about Barkley last year, I mean, the numbers he had, he wasn't even MVP, and people weren't even talking about him. But you know, it was all about the quarterback. You know, no one cared about the running back winning the MVP. I mean, I think the year he had, I thought he deserved MVP. That's me. I mean, that's who I would have voted for. But you know, people like the quarterback. I get it.
I mean, then again, you're a Bengals fan, so you'll like this. But Jamar Chase had a lot of room to be talked about as.
Look at Burrow. He led the league in yards and touchdowns.
Yeah.
No one even brought his name up except me.
I mean, if we talk about who's the actual league MVP, it's pretty much always going to be the best quarterback in the league. You know, it's a quarterback.
Josh Allen deserved it. He had a good year. He got married actually this year also in Hawaii. So, I mean, he actually had a great year. And I enjoy watching him on that Hard Knocks show on HBO. I watched the second episode last night. I very entertaining. It's great. It's a lot better this year. It's great.
You usually like Hard Knocks, but
no, last year was horrible. I turned it off. I stopped.
You didn't like last year. You liked it when it was, I think, the Vikings, maybe.
Maybe I can't remember. I mean, they'll kind of blend in after a while, but
sure. All right, so let's talk about some players that are typically first round picks. I want you to give me one guy that you're really targeting and why. And then I want you to talk about one guy that you're probably not going to pick there, though many other people will.
Well, Jamar Chase, I think, is a safe bet for your first pick if you have the first pick. I never get the first pick. I don't know about you. I never get it. It's like I always got to get the second pick, at the sixth pick, but I never get.
I usually get the back end. I'm always at the turn.
Yeah, which isn't bad. Somebody that I feel is just going to have a big year like he did last year, and everybody was counting out because he's older, he's not going to get the handoffs. Is Derrick Henry of Baltimore? I mean, this guy is a scoring machine, scores touchdowns, but he'll get the ball 25, 30 times a game sometimes. I mean, the more he gets the ball, the better he is. And then he just gets better and better during the game. And I feel he's dropping down a little bit just because of his age.
Sure. Ageism.
A little bit, but I still feel he'll have great fantasy numbers. And I think in the first round, he'll go like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mean, he's ranked in Yahoo 10th overall.
Yeah, so there you go. But I would take him if I had anything below the 5th or 6th pick. I probably would take him.
This could sound like a hot take, Ross. I'm curious what you'll think. But like, if I'm sitting in a pick and I'm debating between Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry, I'm going Derrick Henry there.
I like it.
I mean, McCaffrey, he's higher ranked going into the preseason. He's had some seasons that are even bigger than Derrick Henry. But listen, they often say in fantasy football drafts that you can't win them early, but you can lose them. You can lose the draft early.
I think has a lot of bad taste in a lot of owners' mouths because of his injuries he's had at the past 3 or 4 years. I mean, people were taking him. Remember that one year? I forgot who took him in our league, but he was the first pick in our league, and he didn't play one snap. I mean, it was like a record. He didn't play like until the last week or something.
The ultimate bust.
I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, it was like, and if you take him in the first pick in the first round, you're not picking till like 20th. I mean, you have to wait.
Yep.
So your whole season's blown. I mean, your season's over with.
All right. So how about Ashton Jeanty? How do you say his name? Jeanty. He's obviously the biggest rookie running back coming in, but he plays for Las Vegas. What do you expect?
Odds-on rookie offensive player, odds-on. But, I mean, I'd rather have Kareem Williams of the Rams. I mean, I'd rather have him who would be available after he'll be available.
I'd rather have Bucky Irving, actually.
I was going to say Bucky Irving too, or Jacobs of Green Bay. I like him too.
Yeah.
I think Green Bay is going to have a really good team this year, even though Love is a little banged up and Jaden Reed is banged up, but they'll be fine.
Nothing against the rookie, but we haven't seen it.
Nothing against them, but the Raiders line, is it good? No. Is it bad?
Yes.
I don't actually know anything bad, but it's not good. I mean, Carroll, their coach, likes to run the ball. We all know that. Mm-hmm. He's a running guy. The Raiders really don't have a big offensive team, so you just put 9 people in the box. I mean, at Boise State, this guy was, I don't know if you've seen his tapes or seen him play. I mean, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But playing professional football is a little different.
Okay, but let's say this, and I think most fantasy football aficionados would know this, but rookie running backs, they pretty much come in right out of the gate being pretty damn good if they have a pedigree. Like, you don't have to wait on them. A rookie wide receiver,
I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but I just think he's a little overhyped. If you're taking him in the first round, I think that's a mistake. I think there's, like you said, I'd rather wait and get a stud receiver, and not take him, or I'd rather have Derrick Henry or Kareem Williams.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at like Amon-Ra St. Brown versus Jeanty, I'm going Amon-Ra there, because you can get a guy later like Josh Jacobs in the next round, or Bucky Irving. So I'm not saying I necessarily would, if Bucky Irving's sitting there with Jeanty, that I'm going to take Bucky Irving necessarily, but I would rather, although I might, it's close, I'd rather get Amon-Ra St. Brown and Bucky Irving than Ashton Jeanty and what kind of wide receiver?
I like Jeanty, but not in the first round. If I can grab him in the second round, great, but I would not draft him in the first round.
Okay, so I'm gonna list a couple names here, and I want you to tell me which of these players does not fit in the first round for you. We'll talk 12-team league. Okay.
Okay, 12-team, go.
Okay, Jamar Chase. That's
one. He's one in every. He's the number 1 pick in every league, I would say, unless it's a super flex league, and then you don't.
So I'll tell you what. I'll just read the names, and then you ding when you get to a place where you're like, yeah, I don't want him in the first round.
Okay. So if I don't ding, it means he's in the first round.
It means he's in the first round. Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley,
first round.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
I love him first round.
Yeah, definitely.
I like him better than I have him like really high. I think he's gonna get a lot more handoffs this year. I have
him above Saquon Barkley.
And don't draft David Montgomery. I think they're gonna fade him out. I really do.
I could see him potentially getting cut, honestly.
I don't think cut, but he's not going to get 40% of the handoffs. He'll get like 30%.
I think that's about right. Yeah. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. Oh, go ahead. What are you going to say about Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson, yes. He's like the 1A. It's like Chase 1A is Jefferson.
CeeDee Lamb.
Oh.
We have some hesitation here.
He's like the 12th guy, 12th, early second round, 12th.
So you'd be okay getting him.
I'm not a big CeeDee Lamb guy.
Okay, his preseason rank in Yahoo is 6. So you're saying fade him a little bit. We do have a question coming in, which I'm going to get.
We'll see what happens. But I do think Dak Prescott's going to have a big year.
Okay, I'm going to get to the question in a second, but I'm going to finish up this round. Nico Collins, first round?
Second round. He's a little banged up. Second round, 39% of the passes that are thrown to him.
Yep.
He's a big part of their offense. I like CJ Stroud this year. I think he'll bounce back. I could get a bad year. I like Houston. I think they'll have a good team this year.
All right, we'll continue that in a second, but I'm going to take this question. Pareko says, if you had 4th pick in a Superflex draft, would you take Burrow, Hurts, or someone like Chase or Bijan, assuming the top 3 QBs are gone? 12-man league, 4-point passing TDs. All right, so let's look at Superflex, Ross. Who are you taking? I'm
a little biased, as we all know who my team is. I'm going to give you a clue.
Yep. So listen.
So I would take Burrow. I would take Burrow in the Superflex because I think he'll go in the top 5 in the Superflex league. He led the league in touchdown passes, yards. He was a monster last year, and he has 2 receivers that are really happy about their contracts. Really happy. Mm-hmm. So I feel that Burrow's going to have a huge year. The only reason I don't have him more yards than Dak is because the Bengals actually do have a good running game with Chase Brown.
So what about Hurts? Because to me, I'm looking at this and it feels like there's
the
5
thing is this, and
quarterbacks before there's this big drop off.
I'll just give you a scenario. What happens in Eagles games? Eagles have a really good defense and they score a lot with Barkley. Okay.
Yep.
So when you're up 14 or 10 points in the third quarter or fourth quarter, you're not going to be throwing the ball that much compared to a team like Dallas, which is going to be way behind during a game. So the Eagles are not going to be in that desperate passing mode like other teams will be, like the Bengals, who have a horrible defense. So Hurts, to me, he'll get to tush push. He'll get some touchdowns there. They didn't make it illegal, which I thought was ridiculous because it should be legal. It's just a quarterback sneak. I mean, I can't believe it went as far as a vote, but that's how dumb the league is. I mean, we've been doing that. I did that in high school football, this quarterback sneak, whatever. But if you're not happy about it, draft a quarterback that can squat 600 pounds then. You know what I mean? It's like, draft somebody that can do what he does.
Right.
I'm not a big Hurts guy when it comes to fantasy football. During a game, I love him. But fantasy-wise, he's not even in my top 5. That's me.
That's interesting. I mean, he didn't even throw for 3,000 yards last year.
No.
He did run for 14 touchdowns, so obviously that's good. But
yeah, I mean, again, he does score. The tush push works. It's a weapon.
I think Hurts is in that tier, but I'm with you that I would go with Burrow.
So Burrow would be my pick.
But I also understand the Jamar Chase pick.
I get it.
I understand a Bijan pick, but if I had to do it and I had that 4th pick, I want to get one of those elite quarterbacks. I mean, you got the 4th spot. You got to capitalize on that, I think, in Superflex. I'd go Burrow also.
Yeah, I like Burrow.
And I'm not a Bengals
round, you take Dak Prescott and you win the league.
It's a great call. All right, let's get back to first round picks and whether you think they are. Christian McCaffrey.
Yes. Again, I think he can lead the league in rushing if he's healthy the whole year. It's
just a bit of a lottery ticket. I don't.
It's a lottery ticket, but it could be well worth it. The Niners have a huge. I mean, their receiving cores
they're going to run a lot.
I mean, their receiving cores hurt. I mean,
you know who I like? I like. This is a much later draft topic, but I think his name's Justin James, the rookie on the 49ers.
Oh, the kid from Oregon, yeah.
Yeah, that running game, anybody who gets in there, and McCaffrey could get injured. All right, Malik Neighbors, is he a number 1 pick?
No. The quarterback situation for the Giants is horrible. He'll be double teamed a lot. They have the running game, Cam Stadaboo, who I love. Cam's going to have a big year, Arizona State grad. But
I love him.
I'm afraid anybody Giants, I'm very skeptical of drafting in the 1st or 2nd round. There you go.
I listen, I think that's that's a good take because you got 1 first round pick. You're going to use it on a New York Giant. Not right now.
The only person I know will do that is he's not here right now.
Where is Vlad to the bone? Casey Scheinville.
Very secret information. I'm not going to tell the audience. Very secretive, but
he's in a bunker somewhere.
He's on a special assignment for us right now.
All right, Amon-Ra St. Brown, first round pick.
For me,
I think he's a back end. Yeah,
I like him. He never gets hurt. He plays every game.
He's in a great offense. I mean, and they're so fun to watch.
He's on the field for 90% of the snaps.
Yep.
And during the red zone, they look for him. So, yes, I like St. Brown a lot. I feel that he's top 12, yes.
Okay, so now Ashton Jeanty, top 12 pick?
No.
Okay, so you switched out 3 or 4 players from Yahoo's top 10. So who goes in? Who goes in from the 2nd round? Do you remember the list? You need to take a look at it. Meanwhile, while you're thinking about that, Isgul Davos says he would pick Hurts at 4. It's an understandable pick. I understand it, but I would probably go Burrow. Chris Atwater, our friend.
Yes,
top 5
roll tide.
Superflex. All right,
roll tide, baby. Chris, we were just talking about the Saints and how powerful of a team they'll be this year. Dan's taking every Saint on his fantasy team. Olave's is
Chris. I love you, but these are lies. As I'm sure you were able to detect. in Ross's dripping sarcasm. Hey, let's answer Chris's question first. He said, very funny, Ross. Top 5 QBs in Superflex leagues.
Ooh,
All right,
I love that question.
All right. So, I mean, the top 5 ones in Yahoo are
This is
Lamar
fantasy.
Jackson.
Remember, folks, this is fantasy. It's about yards and touchdowns and scoring. It has nothing to do with
anybody
winning
who says
football games. I don't care if they win or lose in fantasy football. I could care less.
Anybody who says Patrick Mahomes, listen.
Patrick Mahomes is not even in my top 10 for quarterbacks. So if you're drafting Patrick Mahomes in the first 5 rounds, don't do it.
He's a QB2. He's a QB2 at this point.
QB3. I mean,
I don't think it's quite that bad. I think he's got a good young receiving core coming in, but
yeah.
I mean, to me, it looks like a very clear top 5. How about you, Ross? I mean, I read it. Yahoo has it right.
I mean,
Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
We previewed quarterbacks a few weeks ago, and I thought we were spot on.
So we got Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. You could flip around certain orders, but
yeah,
that to me is a very clear tier. After that, I mean, who's the next best quarterback?
Well, as I've been talking, I hate the Cowboys, but I'm talking about Dak Prescott in fantasy.
I can see him as 6 easily.
You know, I like him a lot. I also think, I mean, God, I hate to say a few names, but I think Nix for Denver is going to have a really good year. I think he'll progress.
I think he's going to go up another level. Yep.
I think so too. People are down, think sophomore slump, but remember, he's 26 years old. He's not like a young guy. I mean, this guy was ready to play. I mean, he really was. You know, so I like him. Penix of Atlanta, I think he'll have a big year with London and with the Bijan Robinson and they have a really good core there. Atlanta has a good team. I think they can win that. I think they could beat Tampa Bay. How about that? In that division.
Yeah. No, I mean, the division pretty open, I think. Here's an underrated guy at QB. He's always underrated, but he's always really solid. Jared Goff.
I love Jared Goff. He's second tier for me. Mayfield, second tier for me.
Yep.
I love Baker Mayfield. Guy just wants to win and
I love that guy.
Huge games. I mean, the guy's. I don't know if you see his stats, but I mean, I would watch him play, and he just like 300 yards a game and two or three touchdowns. I mean, the guy just tears it up.
Yeah. All right. Chris asks, how about Dynasty? Does that change your top 5? I don't think so, actually. Not in this.
Jaden's a young guy, so he stays in the top 5.
Yep.
Burrow's young, so he stays in the top.
Josh Allen's not that old.
Hurts isn't that old. Allen's not that. Yeah. So no.
Jackson and Hurts are a little on the older side, but does anybody really sneak into that?
No, they have at least 3 years left. I mean, if you have 3 years left in Dynasty, you're good.
Yeah. I will say one guy that I like that you don't seem to be that high on is Bryce Young. Bryce Young, the last 4 games of his season, he looked like a monster.
I just think
Carolina sucks.
I can't draft it. I mean,
I get it. I'm just saying, as your QB2, you're going to come out golden.
I can't draft a Giant. I can't draft a Carolina Panther. And
but you can get him. He's ranked 139th in Yahoo. You can get him.
He'll be on waivers the whole year. I mean, I can pick him if my quarterback goes down. It's in 10-person league. I can pick him up in waivers.
Ross, 5 weeks into the season, you're going to have to change your tune on that. But we'll talk about it. All right. Nissan Rob says 2 QBs I really like in 2 QB leagues in later rounds: Bo Nix, Drake May. Okay, now Bo Nix, I think you probably are gonna. You could get him in slightly later rounds.
I like Cortland Sutton too. If you're drafting Nix, go for the stack. Go for the stack.
I love the stack.
I think Cortland Sutton is going to have over 1,000 yards and 8 or 9 or 10 touchdowns. I mean, he had a good year last year. He's just going to get better. He's the number 1 receiver in Denver for sure.
A lot of fantasy football players know this, of course. They know what a stack is. But for anybody who doesn't know, it's when you have the quarterback and the receiver, or the quarterback and the tight end, so that when that touchdown pass happens, you get the receiving yards. You get the double points. And it just makes for big-time scores. So I like Bo Nix, but I also like this Drake May pick later.
I mean, New England has a new coach, right? They got a new coach there, I think, and they
brought back Vrabel, didn't they?
Yeah. I just don't know with their receiving core. I mean, Diggs is there now.
I mean,
he's
I will
hurt.
say this, like, would I rather have Drake May or CJ Stroud? Personally, I'd rather have CJ Stroud
Me too.
myself.
I think
I would also rather have
Houston's going to
Bryce
win that
Young.
division.
I know you don't agree with me on that, but or maybe you do agree. Would you rather have Bryce Young or Drake May?
I mean, I like Drake May as a backup. I wouldn't start him in any of my teams. I think he'll have some pretty good games. I think the Patriots will win some games this year, but I wouldn't have him as my starting quarterback. In a super flex league, if I got him, I wouldn't be upset, but I wouldn't be like jumping up and down.
All right, how about JJ McCarthy? Neeson Rob says JJ McCarthy's in a pretty good situation.
People are, I mean, let me just review JJ McCarthy. So he played at Michigan, where they didn't run the ball that much. Harbaugh just ran it down people's throats with Blake Corum. That's all they did. And all of a sudden now McCarthy's going to be this great passing quarterback, which I didn't see at Michigan. Maybe somebody else saw it. I didn't see it. But I'm not putting any stock or any thought into him until I see him play an NFL football game. I have no idea.
Okay, I get that take completely.
I mean,
I will say
I'd rather have all the guys that we talked about than JJ McCarthy.
Okay, well, would you rather have JJ McCarthy or someone like Trevor Lawrence?
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to bounce back this year. How about that? I think he could be a big steal in the draft, and I think Jacksonville. I mean, I think he'll bounce back. I think he has some good receivers. And,
how about McCarthy versus Tua?
Oof.
I'm going McCarthy on that all the way for multiple reasons.
I mean, Tua has Hill and Waddle. That's the whole thing. I know he has Jefferson, but Tua, I just stay away. It's that injury factor. I just feel he's like one hit away from retirement.
Yes.
And he's had so many head injuries.
I also think like Tyreek Hill. This is, he's on the way down. Everybody knows that, but my gut instinct is that he's going to have.
You see what he did? He ran in a track meet recently, and he hasn't done it in 9 years. And he ran the 60 meters, and he smoked everybody there.
Wow!
I mean, he beat everybody by yards.
So maybe it's going to be
I mean,
just
he was
motivation.
So fast and so good. He was unbelievable. And then there's a great the center for San Antonio, Wemby. He met him somewhere, and he was like so in thought about his height. He was like he couldn't believe how tall the guy was. He was like a kid in a candy store. It's great.
Wemby looks like Plastic Man. Okay, Nissan Rob says May's also mobile, and then he points out McCarthy's throwing to elite receiver. I want to say one other thing about McCarthy though. He played in, like when I see college players play in a pro style offense, I like, like people said the same thing about Justin Herbert when he came out, that he was at Oregon. They were like, he's not that good. And I was like, I don't know. He played in a pro style offense and he just knew what he was doing, So I think I'm not saying McCarthy is a totally safe pick, but I like him a lot. I would rather have CJ Stroud. I'm totally rooting for him. Also. He is throwing to elite receivers.
But I do like him as a person. I think he's a good guy, and I think he's a good player. But I'm not investing anything in him until I see him play a couple games. I have no idea if he has it in him to play in the NFL.
Chris Atwater says he doesn't love JJ based on his college tape. He's the other JJ on the Vikings. All right, we're going to wrap up shortly, Ross, but I want you just to highlight a couple of maybe wide receivers that we haven't gotten to, because we haven't gotten to wide receiver too much. Who's undervalued here that you want to grab? Last year, we talked about Marvin Harrison Jr., and I did make a big point of this. When rookie receivers come in, no matter how good they are, they're not usually going to be that good in the first couple of weeks. And so they end up being these picks that end up being in the maybe 20 to 30 range. Yeah. When everybody's thinking that he's going to be in the top 5. There's no way. But what about this year?
I like Drake London for Atlanta. I think he's going to really come to his own this year with Penix.
You like Atlanta this year?
I just feel Penix showed a lot of greatness last season when he got to play. And Bijan Robinson, I think, is going to have a really good year. I think their offensive line is good. Their defense got better. And I think Atlanta is going to surprise some people in that division. I really do. So I love Drake London. I'm trying to think rookie wise. I mean, there's McMillan that came out of Arizona who had great pedigree. People talked about him. I think he was drafted by Carolina, and I just don't. I don't have no faith in Carolina at all. I really don't.
So how about? Yeah, I mean, you're talking about McMillan. Like, what do you think he's going to end up doing? I agree with you that he probably is going to not be that good at the beginning. Chris Atwater likes him.
I think he'll have over 800 yards and probably 6 or 7 touchdowns.
Okay, but for the price he's going, you're going to pay too much for that.
I like Ladd McConkey of the Chargers.
I liked him coming in.
I love that kid. He's like
in the league.
They throw him the ball right down the middle.
Isn't that Phil McConkey's kid?
Yeah, they throw the ball right down the middle to him. He'll catch it and get destroyed by a safety, like hit hard.
Yep.
And he just gets up and goes right to the huddle. Doesn't affect him. It never gets hurt. And Herbert loves him. So McConkey is somebody that you can draft 5th or 6th round, maybe, if you get lucky, if somebody's not paying attention.
Let's see where he's ranked. I think that probably you're not going to get him there.
It's not a sexy pick, you know. It's like if we see him, it's McConkey, you know. It's like, oh, he's a slow white guy from.
I mean, Ladd McConkey is ranked 21st in Yahoo, so you're not going to get a discount on Ladd McConkey now.
You could. We'll see what happens.
I guess you could. Chris Atwater says, "Nice to see you guys. Been a while. Great show as usual. Thanks,
Chris. The best.
Awesome to see you here." We're gonna have to stop for today, but we're gonna keep talking about these various players, because this is what you need to do. You need to figure out where can you get the value. Like I'll say one last thing. I was looking at some of the picks that you could get at wide receiver, like Cortland Sutton. I love that pick.
I love him.
He's ranked 52nd. Bo Nix, I think, is the real deal. I think Sean Payton knows what he's doing there. Grab it.
And they brought in that running back. They drafted that JJ. It's Harvey.
What is his name? PJ Harvey? No,
PJ Harvey, something like that. They got him.
Yeah.
He's like on the depth chart. He's like number 5, which made me laugh. They do
that's just like
I don't believe it.
RJ Harvey. PJ Harvey is a country singer. PJ Harvey is a country singer. All right. So, guys, thank you for watching. Keep your comments coming. Put your comments below. We love to talk fantasy football with you. And as we know, fantasy football really is the king. Ross, you, me, and Casey, we love fantasy baseball. It's super fun. But the whole world loves fantasy football. So we're glad to be back. And we will be here next week. We have a waiver wire show finishing up on baseball. I think it'll be the last waiver wire of the year. That's with Ross and Casey. That's Tuesdays. That is at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. I have that right, Ross?
Yep.
And then we will also have this Thursday strategy show. That's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific as well. Ross, thanks for being here with